we are here for the WWE Draft 2024 analysis deep dive.
We're gonna deep dive? I didn't bring a snorkel.
Welcome if you're returning to this is Diaz.
And I'm your dad bod demigod. My name's Joey Mayberry.
As you can see, we're wearing different colors.
Yes, I wore red because I'm raw.
Or you mean you like it raw?
Sure.
And I'm SmackDown because I think SmackDown won.
You're not wrong. You're kind of really right.
No, but I actually just wanted to wear Eugene's outfit. WWE Draft happened over SmackDown and RAW. We got tons of people drafted, but not that many moves. Let's talk about just the notable ones. The most noteworthy of this whole draft was some divas coming back.
Okay, I was gonna say, wait, who are you gonna read off on this thing?
Tori Wilson and Michelle McCool.
Tori Wilson looks so good. And she had that red dress on to pay homage to her first time on SmackDown.
Michelle McCool, she was bringing the homage to, my name's Michelle McCool and I'm loving life.
She was bringing that homage.
She was like, I'm loving life. She looks McHappy.
She does look McHappy, but I thought she was bringing homage to Mandy Rose with that slick back hair.
Yeah, and also WWE really lost an opportunity to play Not Enough For Me because they both used that, but I do love Tori Wilson's original theme song.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, but we need some Lillian Garcia representation up in here.
Yeah, and then of course on Raw we got Medusa, Alundra Blaze, and I love how she tries to make feud whenever she has the chance. She was trying to feud with CM Punk out of nowhere. I'm like, Alundra, I love you, but this is not what happened.
I think my favorite thing whenever I'm watching her is she just emphasizes the word woman. She's like, woman!
The overall first pick of this entire draft is the EST, the first... Bianca Belair getting the first overall pick, and of course Jade Cargill was the first pick for SmackDown on the night 2 of the draft. SmackDown really got big 3 staying in SmackDown.
They really did. I mean, honestly, we'll talk about it later, but we're all getting Damage Control. Still doesn't stack up to all 3 of them staying on SmackDown.
Right. The big moves that we saw in this draft was first Nia Jax on SmackDown,
My love.
Damage Control on Raw, Zelina Vega on Raw, Alba and Isla on Raw, Chelsea and Piper on SmackDown.
I kind of get the feeling that we're not gonna see a lot of Alba and Isla, period. I feel like they've been there for so long and done nothing.
You know, the most noteworthy thing was Nick Aldis at that moment. Is it like Mickey James calling Adam, you better draft these off of my husband's show?
I love that. Just please let her ringtone be hardcore country. Oh, yeah. Just oh god, the phone's ringing.
Nia Jax on SmackDown, I love it.
I love it. I can't wait to see her mix it up with Jade and Bianca.
Oh,
That's
my God.
My really exciting thing. But I was really liking her on Raw. I wanted to see her take that belt off Becky Lynch. I'm not gonna lie.
That is true. She was this close to taking it from Becky. This is her first time on SmackDown. Nia is a Raw girly, so it kind of feels different. But yeah, there's so many big matches. Bianca to Jade to Tiffany and there's so many people on SmackDown.
There's so many people on SmackDown, but I feel like they're starting to tease this alliance between Tiffany and Nia.
Oh, totally. I personally really want to see Naomi Nia situation with the bloodline.
Maybe. I feel like the bloodline's slowly just kind of going, what do we do with these people?
Damage Control on Raw. I'm so thankful that Bianca and Damage Control finally split it off. I'm like, thank God.
I think she's thank God too, because she's been talking about that for a year now. She's I've had to deal with Damage Control.
And Raw, because SmackDown has so many women now, and of course Raw being 3 hour, I feel like Damage Control might actually finally get to dominate.
Maybe. This is maybe an unpopular opinion, but I was really hoping Dakota would have been taken away from that stable.
Oh.
I'm ready to see her do something on her own, and I feel every time I see Dakota, she starts to gain some momentum, and then they just stick her with a partner.
Right. I really wanted Dakota to get the spotlight leading into the OG Damage Control triple threat match potentially. That's what, Io wants. That's what Dakota wants. So I'm kind of surprised that we're not getting that triple threat.
Yeah, honestly, that's a big miss. That's the story we needed to complete. What's a Cody Rhodes? That's the story I need finished.
And another big miss is we really split Chelsea Green with Samantha. Chelsea Green!
I didn't even think about that. Heart hurts now.
I know. And then of course, I love Adam Pearce's chemistry with Chelsea. That's gone too. So Zelina on Raw. I mean, and Scarlett's also on Raw too.
Okay. I've been loving these factions that are developing, especially with like women playing a bit more of like the manager role again, because that's what really got me into women's wrestling was, Trish Stratus with TNA, Lita with Team Extreme. So I love that kind of dynamic. One of my draft misses though, honestly, was I really wanted to see Metaphor come into this fold and kind of play into that more too.
Well, speaking of that, let's talk about NXT call-ups because we got 3 NXT call-ups. So Kiana James on Raw, Lyra Valkyria on Raw, and Blair Davenport on SmackDown.
Honestly, the only one that didn't surprise me was Lyra. Like, I figured she was going to go somewhere in this draft. Like, she was kind of predictable to me.
I'm literally the opposite. I am shook that Lyra got drafted.
Really? Why?
I want to ask you, why was that so predictable?
Because I feel like she's already had the belt. She's kind of wrapped up her main storyline with like Tatum and Roxy. So it's not like they'd have to stick her in something new. And plus she's already established herself like she can beat Becky Lynch. So I feel like it was just kind of a natural progression for her to move on up.
It's honestly kind of wild to think about the push that she got in NXT. So she was only in NXT for like a year. I mean, she was in NXT UK. You think Charlotte got a big push in NXT? Lyra got rubbed from both Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch. From the start, she was like involved with the ladder match, I think. Lyra's trajectory has been crazy.
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't see it yet. I think she's a great wrestler. I love some of her strikes. I almost feel like the storyline with Tatum like wrapped up really quickly for this call up. For me, still, I feel like Lyra just like character-wise, it never really felt like, oh, she's there. But wrestling-wise, she's very, very solid.
Honestly, with how many girls are coming into NXT at this point, like you've got a very stacked roster down in NXT. You've got Sol Ruka, who's like making waves. Well, okay, that was a pun. Lola Vice, who's starting to move her way up the card and things like that. Tatum Paxley, who's making a huge impact. So I think it's time to like move some of those girls out.
Speaking of great character, I mean Kiana James. I'm just waiting for her to bring that ugly ass back. I mean, it got a little prettier, which I love.
It did get prettier.
And then the helicopter animation with her amazing 401k finisher, bankrupt finisher. She's gonna bring it all to Raw. I'm so excited.
Do you think we're getting the helicopter on Raw?
The real one?
No, just like in general. Because like, if you notice, like when Tiffany came up, like they started to alter the entrances and stuff. So like, will we get the helicopter? Is my big question.
I hope so. I really hope she can get like a little office backstage too.
Maybe. I don't see why they could.
She could be Adam's assistant.
I do like that.
Oh my, Kiana, like her character is so interesting. I feel like there's so much possibility. And now that Chelsea's on SmackDown, I think Kiana has some room to play with her character a lot. But also, she's really good in the ring.
She really is.
Yeah.
She's someone that I kind of wanted to actually stay on NXT and kind of build up a bit. Because I could see her actually doing an NXT women's title run. That would be really good.
And Blair. She was a wicked witch of NXT. She was like breaking everyone's bone.
So you know how you feel about Lyra? That's how I feel about Blair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not a Blair. Like, I just feel like she doesn't really have like a character per se for me.
The knee destroyer. Like a destroyer, but knee destroyer.
Like destroyer. No joke. If she came out and said I'm a destroyer, girl, sign me up, buy me a t-shirt. Like, I'm so down. But like, legit, like being a knee destroyer, like, it's not really a thing for me. Like, she's a gritty badass, but like to me, I want to have like another adjective on that. Like, you're the what gritty badass. There just needs to be like a bit more substance for me to get behind Blair.
I feel like Blair is serving bitch. She is serving villain. Like, I think she's gonna be perfect on SmackDown.
I want to see more. Give me more.
And there are a lot of women in NXT that I'm kind of surprised I didn't get called up. Like, when will JC's time come? Also, Roxanne was a big name that everyone was saying that will be called up, so there's another kind of surprise.
I mean, she's got the belt, and I feel like she's a perfect champion for right there now, so I don't feel like... I would really hate for them to like Indy Hartwell her and just bring her up and be like, okay, you just gotta drop the belt and do that kind of thing. Honestly, really, really surprised that we just didn't get like a random kind of newer girl that got tossed into the mix. Like, I was thinking, like, maybe we'd even see, like, Soul get drafted at random because she's got such a flashy moveset. Honestly, she's probably, like, my most impressed, like, I am with anybody on the WWE roster right now.
So WWE's out of their freaking mind announcing the supplemental draft, the last draft picks after midnight Central Time. So it's like after 1 a.m. in New York. Anyway, we've got Ivy, Natalia, Katie, and Katana all staying in Raw. But we've got Tegan Nox drafted to SmackDown. So Tegan, be aware of the knee destroyer.
So what do you think about this draft in general? Like SmackDown and Raw? I think SmackDown won by far.
SmackDown won by far. Like, just looking at the draft overall, there were a few surprises, but it wasn't anything that was making me go like, oh my god. And that's something I really want from the draft.
No big surprises for me. I mean, the NXT call-ups were good, but even just a couple months ago, Tiffany got drafted up.
It's kind of cool to see the NXT things. I kind of honestly wish that there was like two things. I wish the draft was solely NXT. Like, because
that's kind of cool.
That's a literal draft though. Like when you think about like, I'm not a sports person, but I do know like, you know, isn't like the NBA and the NFL.
Don't ask me.
Oh, okay. I think that's like they're drafting people from like college, right, to come play in the big time. So like that makes sense. Like draft them from NXT.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, and then like if you want to have like brand switches, do like the WWE trade.
Yeah. Because like most of the draft was just like people staying the same brand they used to be. So,
but I don't know if WWE trade is the word because when I think WWE trade, I think Randy Orton. So like,
but you know. I just got it to make you. Oh my god, when Carmelo Hayes just got drafted and it's like walking backstage, I'm like, finally, 20 years later, I finally got why men loved divas walking in backstage so much.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say? What was I saying?
We got distracted by men.
Sorry, distracted. But I think SmackDown has, I feel like, one of the best rosters ever. Like, this is a very strong roster with great characters, so many big players. Raw, I feel like there's a bit more room, especially them being 3 hours, but we've got, you know, very strong program at least for Liv and Becky. You know, Io and Dakota, the Damage Control being there is going to be a big one.
Raw feels a bit like a show full of tweeners, to be honest. Like, people that the crowd might get behind or might be against.
That's the thing. Like, I don't see, like, huge characters on Raw right now, except for Kiana James, who's gonna bring it. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. And this draft made me really think the women's roster is too stacked. We need a secondary title ASAP. Let's talk about the matches real quick on SmackDown and Raw.
Okay.
So on SmackDown, we got Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton for the number one contendership. Obviously, we saw that Nia Jax, who just got drafted, make her presence known. F***ed over this match, became no contest, so all of them will be in a match. Well, except for Nia, in a triple threat match.
I love that. I think it's great. I love the match setup. I kind of wish it became a four-way, though, put Nia in it.
By the way, Naomi was so good in this match. She was like...
But we're going to fight about Naomi real quick.
What?
Yeah, me and you are going to fight about Naomi because you don't like her gear.
Oh, I don't like her parametric.
It's so cute. I love it. It goes with like her music and everything. I like it.
I mean, she wore it again, so I'm sure she's loving it. So I'm not gonna say anything more. I love the colors. But it doesn't matter because Naomi was in the ring, like slaying that like split to the outside. It was crazy. And then moving to Raw, we saw the man Becky Lynch start the show. And she really milked that "you deserve it" chant.
She really did. But it's okay. She can milk it because it got me to look at that jacket, which I did like that jacket.
Okay.
I was like, I would wear that jacket.
And I love how Liv Morgan came out and saying like, you better thank me because if I didn't take mommy out, you are not going to be a champion. Which is tea.
It is tea.
The Liv's looking so good.
She was snatched.
And I love that she's like getting into... I mean, is she fully heel?
I think it depends on who she's in the ring with.
Yeah.
Because like you saw the crowd, like they were not for her when she was stepping in the ring with Becky. But once Nia came out, they were like, we like Liv. Like, go for it.
Oh, because Nia is like... Crowd hates Nia.
And she loves it.
She loves it. She loves it. She's a true heel.
Yeah, and you can tell she's having the time of her life too.
Yeah.
Like that's my favorite thing watching like actual heels go out, and that's why I like being a heel a lot of the time. Is you just get to go out and have people yell at you, but it's also like just the best feeling because you're like, I'm doing a good job.
Right.
Little entrance she was doing on Raw where she's cutting her little promo and then just randomly like going, too slow with the kick.
I would love to see Liv as a fully heel because I think she's gonna be a lot better, to be honest. And we got this Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax match.
It was really good. So two things that just didn't appear to be relevant was one, Tiffany Stratton randomly being at ringside. I'm like,
Looking cute.
looking good, looking cute. I love that like blue pleather look she had on. But, like, why are you there, girl? Like, what are you doing? You don't even go here. And then the giant inflatable Prime bottle. At ringside.
Yeah. And then Naomi, of course, came out to like attack Tiffany. There was a little like backlash. But yeah, I think the match was fine, but like I was kind of surprised. I mean, I guess Nia Jax was distracted with the situation outside, but still, Liv pinning Nia. Clean. I'm kind of shook.
I like it. I think it really builds the Liv Becky feud up because like we really needed Liv to get like a win-win.
True.
So like that.
And then we of course saw Maxine versus Candice LeRae, where Maxine is like stepping up her game. She's. Say what you gotta say.
Okay. Go ahead, hit the shade button. I love her. I think she's improving. Being from that era of watching the divas who are like learning on TV, I respect it, and I think she's got so much charisma. But please stop doing Otis's moves.
Oh.
Please stop. Like, I need her to start doing things that are like Maxine moves. Number one, if you're gonna do a worm, have it lead into something. You know, she's doing the backwards worm, and then she has to stop, stand up, and turn around and look, and then go, I'm gonna do an elbow drop. Like, it's like, have it flow.
I see.
Yeah, so I just need her to figure out her own identity outside of the Alpha Academy.
Okay. So in this match, we saw Maxine do a pretty impressive ankle lock, and then Indy distracted by attacking Ivy, so, you know, Candice pick up a win with the move from NXT, the Wicked Stepsister.
Wicked Stepsister.
Stepmother?
Stepmother.
She's a mother.
Yeah. Literally.
I do love that move.
I love the move. We love a good curb stomp.
All right, so let's just also quickly just go through everything that happened outside of WWE Draft. On NXT, we had first week of Spring Breakin. It was so fun. Some really good stuff, including we had this triple threat match for the NXT Women's Championship, Roxanne, Lyra, and Tatum, and this was all about Tatum Paxley. Her star-making moment. She really crystallized into her own being. And I saw some people talking about Meltzer, that she's just another goth, emo, dark, weird girl gimmick like Alexa Bliss, Alba Fire, Isladon. No, I personally think she really stands out because she fully embodies the darkness, the weirdness through her character work, body language, the moves. And in this match, she proves that she's just not weird. She can actually go in the ring. And at the end, she hits this modified page turner, so cool, followed by beautiful 450 splash, gagging everyone. But champion Roxanne slides in to steal the win with jackknife cover. This was a really good triple threat match. You could feel Lyra's anger towards Tatum, who betrayed her, loved that storytelling, love her unorthodox striking moves like whatever that was. I love it. I'm very satisfied. Then we got Jada Parker versus Fallon Henley following a backstage fight, and Jada Parker actually defeats Fallon clean after pushing her throat first into the middle rope and hitting her with her hip finisher. And I guess her weave came off mid-match, so she just takes it off no problem. She's got hips, so that's all she needs. I mean, I still freaking hate that finisher, but it's okay. It's working for now. I think this was a fine match.
Good. Not bad.
And we also got this really fun beach brawl match, Blair Davenport versus Sol Ruca. Really fun no DQ match with tons of beach themed items surrounding the ring. And I feel like this is like the perfect evolution of diva matches from back in the days. We can still have fun and be gimmicky, but have incredible Extreme Rules match like this. Love the face buster into the ball pit. Love how Blair reversed Soul Snatcher with the German. And Soul hits this freaking beautiful Soul Snatcher onto the surfboard, picking up the win. And guess what? She does not need a corner to do it. I love this so much. I'm very satisfied. And just so many goodies in NXT. We got this really fun contract signing segment for Natty and Lola Vice, their underground match. And the setup and lighting was like all really cool. And I love some ass talking here. I can shake my ass, but also kick your ass. I'll tap your ass out. Then Shayna Baszler was revealed as Lola's training partner, shocking Natalya. But then I was more shocked that Carmen KO'd Shayna with that one roundhouse kick. That was beautiful. Yeah, this will be a really fun match in the next NXT. Moving to AEW Dynamite, and I gotta tell you, AEW is really getting me excited lately. They have women's storyline that are actually really good. So we first had Mariah May's former Stardom partner Mina Shirakawa versus Anna Jay, who's all frustrated with losing over and over again, at least on AEW TV. So remember, she attacked Mariah a few weeks ago when she lost to her, and we saw Mina come out for the save. At the end of this match, Mina attempts her glamorous driver finisher, but Anna reverses it with Queenslayer, but Mina escapes and rolls Anna up in this like really cool pin
for the win. And as Mariah and Mina celebrate with the champagne again, Anna Jay attack both, locking Mariah in Queenslayer. Then Toni Storm, the AEW Women's Champion, runs out barefoot, saving her lover Mariah. Then Serena Deeb, looking like Emma Frost, comes out, sits next to the championship, and cuts this really inaudible promo to the camera. And the gist was that she's going to be the next AEW Women's Champion. All this was great, satisfied. I did miss some love triangle situation with Mina, but whatever. But Serena versus Toni will be a freaking classic. I'm excited about that. Then we got Willow Nightingale's TBS Championship win celebration segment, and it was so cute in like a really quirky way. So Statlander and Stokely presents Willow like some awkward award ceremony presenters. Then this guy on this commentary, I'm sorry, I don't know who it is, but it starts rapping while Willow was coming out. It was very cute. Then Willow cuts this promo, and I might have to say she's one of the best baby faces we have in an industry. She's just so genuine and relatable, yet so charismatic at the same time. Then Mercedes Moné, the CEO, interrupts, saying count your days until she becomes a new champion at Double or Nothing. And she asks if Willow was the one that attacked her a couple weeks ago. Willow then asks Mercedes if she blames her for the injury at New Japan Pro Wrestling last year, which Mercedes answers, you don't want to know the truth. You just want to feel better about it. She then says Willow knows she can't beat her deep in her heart. And I love this part at the end. As Mercedes turns around and leaves, Statlander tries to stop her from leaving, and Mercedes misunderstands that for Willow trying to attack her, slaps the heck out of Willow. I love in this promo battle, Willow stood her ground against Mercedes Moné, the superstar Mercedes Moné. I'll almost say her babyface promo felt stronger here, so this was really interesting to witness. Will Willow lose on her first title defense at Double or Nothing, or will Mercedes, as most expect, take the title off on her AEW debut match? I'm very intrigued about this. Then on Collision, as a follow-up to Dynamite, we got Toni Storm versus Anna Jay. This was yet another great Toni Storm match. The timeless Toni Storm has reached yet another level with this timeless character giving consistent good matches, and Anna Jay locks Queenslayer on Toni, but Toni breaks out of it and she hits this devastating hip attack, ouch, and Storm Zero combo for the win, and she kisses Mariah's hand celebrating the win. This was a really fun match, satisfied. And on Rampage, we got Thunder Rosa versus Deonna Purrazzo, and this is also a feud that's been brewing for a while. Again, multiple storylines going on. Very proud of the AEW. And this was a technical clinic with so much animosity, intensity between the two. And at the end, Deonna catches Thunder mid-air, locks her in Fujiwara armbar, but Thunder Rosa breaks out. Then Deonna locks Thunder in another Fujiwara armbar, but Thunder quickly rolls her off for the surprise win. Then angry Deonna attacks Thunder Rosa and they brawl through the crowd. It looked awesome in this Jacksonville arena, and Deonna was just so amazing doing the F off sign. You know I love me some heel virtuosa. She was so great in Impact Wrestling. Oh, she's going to tear it down in AEW. I'm so excited, very satisfied. Moving on to ROH, we had 3 matches. Not much storyline here. First with Anna Jay versus Allison Kay. Anna Jay wrestling 3 matches in a week, and at the end, Allison pummels Anna, then like tries to work the crowd, but as she's going, let's go baby, Anna jumps behind her, locks in the Queenslayer, picking up a win. This was a fun match, at least she's winning matches in ROH. We also got Yuka Sakazaki versus Layla Gray, where Yuka hits top rope, magical girl splash for the win in her ROH return. Then Taya Valkyrie defeats local competitor with a modified STF. So 3 matches, all pretty good, but again, there's like no storyline going on. But we did get some storyline development here, yes. So following the post-match brawl at Battle of the Belts a few weeks ago, where Queen Aminata and Red Velvet stood tall against ROH Women's World Champion Athena and ROH Women's TV Champion Billie Stark, this week in a backstage interview, Athena and Billie challenged them for a tag match. And then later in the show, we saw Red Velvet and Queen Aminata accept the challenge. So we have this big tag match come in. Both segments were so delicious. I love it. But I didn't love that we have 2 singles champion and it's like merged into one storyline. Isn't the point of having multiple championships so we can have like multiple different storylines? But anyway, on TNA Impact, we had the rematch for Ash by Elegance and Zaya Brookside. Ash looked so beautiful, so sexy in the new black gear, and she looked so good in this match. Loved the springboard elbow on the ramp. That looked spectacular. But at the end, we get a little gimmicky again, where her handler hands her this dazzle jeweled breast knuckles, which referee very quickly noticed because it's literally dazzle. It's very sparkly. And while she was fighting the referee over this, Zaya steals a win with the roll up, picking up a win. So I guess we need a rubber match between the two. Let's finally get Ash some serious action-packed pay-per-view singles match to prove herself. I've been waiting for this, so let's go. This was fun. I'm satisfied.
That is it for today's weekly review. Joey, where can we all find you?
Nowhere. Leave me alone. No, you can find me at Joey_Mayberry on Instagram and Twitter, Joey.Mayberry on TikTok. Check out my YouTube as as well as if you like classic women's wrestling, check out the Golden Era podcast. We're covering everything from the Diva era that you know and love.
You can find me at DShin on Instagram and Ring the Bell DS on Twitter, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Bye!